I just wanted to put out there that we have to maintain our humanity towards one another. Okay? Don't be fighting with other people. For goodness sakes. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Thought I'd have a little talk on my way to work this morning. So I think I'll take the back roads to get to my gas station to get my coffee. I hope you're all doing well today. It is Tuesday. So it is the day before hump day. So I wanted to talk about some of the things that I've been seeing, you know, in news articles and in other YouTube videos as far as what's going on with the supply disruption around this country in particular, the US. So first thing that I was pretty amazed at was that I guess there's a run on ammo. I'm like, wow. I mean, I don't know how to take that. I guess I took it one of two ways. People are running on ammo thinking that there won't be any more supplies to make ammo for a very long time, or people are running on ammo because they don't trust their fellow man or the government, one or the other, right? But I was pretty amazed. I was actually considering going to Sportsman's Warehouse to see how it was looking in there, but I really don't need any ammo, and I really don't want to go into a store that might be, you know, crowded and mayhem, right? I am going to pay a visit to Sportsman's Warehouse this weekend because I'm going to go buy a wood stove from there. I believe they're still selling some. My neighbor got one from there not too long ago, and it's a wood stove that I can buy that would actually work for what I need it for. So yeah, I was pretty amazed that there's a run on ammunition as well. And man, I'll tell you what, things are getting a little bit sketchy out there. I still see some of the comments of people saying that, you know, things aren't as bad as you're saying that they are, that you're just fear, you know, throwing out fear. And I disagree, because I see other YouTube videos of creators that are posting from their part of the world or their part of the country, and I see a lot of comments from community members here in the Alaska Prepper community that say, yeah, it's the same here where I live. And the comments are coming from all over the country, not just from one region or one state or anything like that. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're not fully prepped, take every day that you have to think about what you may need and try to make a plan on how you're going to get that thing that you feel you may need for the next 3 to 6 months. That's what I've been doing. Every day I try to think of something. What will I need, you know, in 3 months or 4 months? What if there are no, you know, I was going to actually start growing some vegetables and things like that indoors, but I really don't have the room, but I was considering it. But I thought to myself, you know what, we're good for now. Worst case scenario, when the sun starts coming out, you know, and we have good sun, I can put a small greenhouse on my deck and grow things like lettuce and maybe the small cherry tomatoes and things like that, that would get us fresh produce in case there is a big shortage of produce at the stores. We'll at least have some live nutrition. And I can also put my microgreens out there as well. So that's what I'm gonna do. I was gonna order a system to put inside the house, but we really just don't have the room to be putting a small greenhouse is what it would be inside the house with a grow light. Maybe in the future I'll be able to do that. But yeah, things are getting pretty dim, I would say. I heard and or read somewhere, I think I read it, that the government is now coordinating with big grocery chains like Costco and Walmart and Sam's Clubs on the distribution of food, meaning that they're pretty much going to govern those grocery chains and tell them how they can sell their food, as far as how they can ration it out to the public. You know, meaning like you can only have one of this or one of these. It's almost similar to what I said a while back. I remember a few videos back, maybe several videos back, where I said that the time would come where you would have plenty of money, but you would only be able to buy X number of things because the things just are not available. And printing money is easy, but producing those things that you want to buy with the money, and by money I mean fiat currency, but producing those things and actually getting them to market is a lot more difficult than just pushing a button and printing $1 trillion or $2 trillion. So I read an article that said something about that. If any of you know any more about that, just leave it in the comments, because that's going to be pretty interesting, that the government is actually going to take over, pretty much take over the grocery stores and tell them how it is that they're going to conduct their business. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because if you've been following this channel long enough, you'll know that I'm of the mindset that thinks that whatever government does, it does not do as well as the private industry. So let these guys do their jobs, and maybe just ask them questions as to how are you going to do this? How are you going to mitigate running out of essentials and things like that, instead of telling people this is what you're going to do. Keep thinking about things that you may need and how you would be able to acquire them, and don't panic. If you are not a prepper and you are part of the rush that's going on food and stuff on the shelves, sit back and make a plan. Okay? Sit back and make a plan. You have nothing to be blamed for not having prepared. Sit back, make a plan, and think about what are the best times of the day and or the best days of the week for you to go shopping, where there is going to be less crowds in the stores and the availability of products would be more than other days. For example, here, if you go to Walmart really early when they first opened, I think they just changed their hours at Walmart, the 24-hour Walmart. I think they are only open now from like 6 in the morning to 8 at night. I think I heard something like that. I'll have to check it out today, this afternoon, when I get off of work. So think of when is the best time that I can go to this store to buy what I need and there be stuff on the shelves. Like if you have a friend who's an insider that says, yeah, we get our shipments on Tuesday at 3 a.m. and it's usually out on the shelves by 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. Think outside the box and see if you can get a little bit ahead of the other people that are just mindlessly going in there and grabbing stuff just to have the stuff. All right. And also, ladies and gentlemen, let me put this out there as well. If there is a pallet of, I'll say toilet paper, because that's the thing everyone's talking about nowadays. If there is a pallet of toilet paper and there is people behind you, then think about them as well. All right. We do have to think about each other. Okay. My mother-in-law, I try to get her as best prepped as I could here in the last couple of weeks, through sending her things and, through telling her this is where you need to go. This is the kind of things you need to get, and I sent her a water filter as well, so she can have a water filter. But I tried to get her as best prepared as I could from, 4,000 miles away. And you know what I forgot to tell her to make sure she got the first shopping trip she went on? Toilet paper. So now she calls my wife and she says, I'm almost out of toilet paper. Can you guys send me some through Amazon? And I told my wife, well, Amazon's all out of toilet paper. Now, this was a few days ago. And she just happened to be able to run into a store a few days back where she was able to get a large pack that should sustain her for a while, because it's just her. So these are the things you want to be thinking about now, ladies and gentlemen. If you see something that you think you may need 6 months from now, and you're like, well, I don't really need it right now. No, go ahead and grab it. All right. And there's nothing wrong with that. because you're paying for it and you know that somewhere down the line you're going to need that item, but you don't know if it's going to be available here 3-6 months from now, right? We have gotten through a lot worse times than what we may be going into right now. We have gotten through a lot worse times. And one thing that I have noticed, at least here in the United States, is that when the nation as a whole gets hit with hard times, that we tend to come together. The only problem I see this time around is that the mainstream has done such a great job at dividing our nation through ideology that it may be a little bit more difficult for us this time. But I still have hope that we will pull through as one nation and get through this. And once it's all done, we'll get up, we will lick our wounds, and we will come out the other side better than what we were before this all started. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in. I truly do appreciate you guys. I have to go to work, so I hope you all have a good day. Many blessings to all of you and your families. Please be careful out there. Be safe. Don't do anything hasty. And always remember to be good to each other, because when good people do good things happen. And remember, reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place. And you know that it will be a better place. Isn't that true, ladies and gentlemen? Had everyone been reaching, teaching, and repeating all this time, a lot more people would have been prepared for whatever it is that's coming. So do your part and reach one. Reach someone, even if you don't know them. And just be their friend. That's the start. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I am out.